Welcome to Stephen's Creative Finance, where you, your finances, and your future matter the most. It's been a very interesting week in crypto. I hope that you're doing your research, if no place else, that you're at least looking at your Coinbase account and scrolling up on the main page to get all the articles that they release daily, as well as Bitcoin Magazine and CoinDesk are other options for research. And so now they're saying because of the volatile Bitcoin being out there through the ETF demand, that they don't have enough Bitcoin to fill all the needs for all the demands. So they're expecting the prices to go higher than originally expected. So that's going to be interesting to see what it actually settles at. And today, in the coindesk.com, if you're looking it up on the web instead of through your phone app on Coinbase, they're saying now the Bitcoin halving could be here a lot sooner than any of us could imagine. They say several months ago the halving was expected to take place on April 28th, and now it's on track to land on April 15th. And they're saying blame the surge in Bitcoin's price, which has attracted more mining power and sped up the network. So it's looking like it's on track for April 15th now. So I hope you're doing your budgets and seeing what you can continue to do for the rest of this month. And then next week, we'll be getting into your budget for April and what to do before the halving with your portfolio. So for right now, as you do the end of March investing, sticking with my top 8 that I've put out there in the last video is what I would do. So are you doing the dollar plan, or are you using more and dividing it by 8? However you're doing it, I do suggest that you have these top eight assets as to what you're investing in this month of April to get the lowest cost basis on all 8 of them. And then next month, you'll have a lower cost basis going into the halving versus the cost basis that could exist in April being a lot higher. So you want to have some Bitcoin, whatever amount you're putting in there, whether you just have a lump sum for the month that you're dividing by 8 to cover all of these and putting in 1/8 in each of them, or however you're choosing to do that as your own self-directed investor. You want to put some into Bitcoin because it's a stabilizer for your account. As Bitcoin goes up in value by the reduction of it creating the scarcity, it will stabilize your account. It'll pick up some of the losses on other assets you may have and help your account remain stable to where you can see which assets are going up and down. As you see which assets are up and down, you can click on them, read about them where it says when you scroll up on the asset, more information, and it tells you what they're about, what they're doing, the direction they're going, and all of those things. And you can say, hey, that's coming up, so I'm just going to sit tight. Or you can say, I think that's a long way away, but I'm just going to hang in the game anyway, or I'm going to sell it off, whatever your choices are. You have all the information that you need there on your assets right in your portfolio, because you click on asset, you scroll up, you read the more about information, you figure out where that is in the time and the place and the space for where you are right now today and how far along that's predicted to happen. And for that, so that you can calm down and not be a swap this coin for that one because the coin you invested in has no percentage rates, has no earning rates. It just either goes up or down and you either have the value or you don't. These top 8 assets will help stabilize your portfolio, and help you grow your wealth in a directed plan towards accumulating wealth so that you're not playing the volatility of all the coins out there. And when they go high, you have a lot, and when they drop, you have a little. I don't think that's a good plan for me, and you may find that's not a good plan for you either. That's why I'm suggesting this stable 8 asset category for all of you new beginners who haven't had a lot of time out there to get invested in hundreds of other coins and watching your portfolio go all over the place and freak you out on a daily basis. That's no way to live for me, and I don't think it would be a good way for you to live either. So if you have some Bitcoin to stabilize your account, and then you have Ethereum, and you go ahead and stake that, picking up the 2.83% that it'll pay out in rewards every 3 days. Do the same for Polkadot and stake that. You'll get a 7.84%, and that takes about 1 day, which means that it'll pay out every day thereafter, which is a great advantage, having an asset that'll give you an interest rate after you staked it, a day later and a day after that, and so on. And do the same with Solana and stake that for the 5.68%, and that'll take about 3 days from the time that you stake it to start seeing your rewards. And Cosmos, you stake that, and that'll bring in 10.45%, and that takes 7 days or a week from the time that you stake it to start seeing your rewards. Polygon, stake that at 2.39%. That takes about 5 days from the time that you stake it to then start seeing your rewards every 5 days. Cardano, stake that at 2.31. That takes 5 days from the time that you stake it to start seeing your rewards, and every 5 days thereafter. And Tezos, you stake that at 5.24%. That takes about 3 days from the time that you stake it to start seeing your rewards, and every 3 days thereafter. And so if you'll do these top 8 assets and be dedicated to them, getting your low cost basis on it today for the rest of the month of March here, and then when we roll over into April and the prices start going up, you'll be getting these percentage rates on higher growth in your account. You don't personally have to worry about whether the asset's value has gone up or down. These percentage rates are still going to pay you out the rewards, which are a fractional part of the asset, and eventually over time it'll build and grow up to 1+ coins in your portfolio, depending on how long you hold on to it. And so this is a great advantage I'm finding, to be able to grow in a healthy way, in a stable way. And we know that Bitcoin is going to go through the roof on the 15th, they're now saying, of next month instead of the 28th. So having some in there today at today's cost basis, when it does explode, will give you the lower cost basis to pull even a higher value when the coin's diminished, gaining its value by scarcity, instead of buying it right before the halving. So you'll have that where Bitcoin's going to be stable, and regardless of whether the price goes up and down today or between here and the 15th, you don't have to worry about that. Because we know that the halving's coming and that Bitcoin is the most expensive asset on the planet, and it's going to just continue to go up in value for the rest of our lives. Ethereum's going to take over at some point in time where Bitcoin's going to leave us off, and so that's going to go through the roof. So you know that you're staked in an asset that's going to continue to grow. It's going to continue to even become more expensive as well, which gives you a greater rate of return on a higher cost asset. And so your staked rewards will be coming in higher and higher and higher as that grows. So with Ethereum going to take over for Bitcoin at some point in time, staked at today's low cost basis, you're going to have a major portfolio gainer there. Polkadot is following right behind Ethereum from what I'm seeing in research. But it's also a great advantage that it pays out a little more than Ethereum, and it takes a day, and then it pays out every day thereafter, so you're getting daily rewards on that. And then Solana is actually a network, and that's going to really take off and explode, because it's been said this last week in articles I've read that it's everybody's favorite network. So it's everybody's favorite network, and they get on there, and they're using Ethereum and Polkadot, and maybe trading some Bitcoin, Solana is going to become very, very valuable. And at today's low cost basis for Solana, with that staked and getting paid out your staking every 3 days, you're going to get some increases there as well. And Cosmos, Polygon, Cardano, and Tezos are a little bit slower in the coming forth, but I think as more people catch on to this investment strategy and getting their funds staked in these top 8 assets that gain the interest and bring in the rewards and build your profile by the coins over time and gives you a stronger place to be long term, so you have a minimal investment today, but it grows into a very valuable investment in the future, is just flat amazing. I wish I would have really gotten into this a whole lot sooner than when I did, now that I know how all of this comes together, to where I can put in a little bit, let it sit for years, and that little bit just keeps on growing as the assets grow, as the rewards come in, as the coins add up from fractional shares to whole coins and more. That is wonderful. I've never seen a place you can get that kind of a portfolio anywhere else than right here in the crypto world. So, with that being said, I hope you are taking your budget seriously. I hope you are staying on top of your research. I hope you are looking at the Coinbase articles by going to your main page, scrolling up, seeing the articles that they're releasing on a daily basis, as well as CoinDesk and Bitcoin Magazine. I'm trying to help you all out there have a better life. I hope that you are finding some success in your life, whether you're starting out with a little bit or a lot. It doesn't really matter. It's where you are, because for you to be doing something, even if it's $1 per asset plus what it costs Coinbase fees to buy it, maybe spending $16 a month and letting it ride until the next month and do another $16 and so on, eventually that's going to build up and grow, and you're going to see amazing gains for yourself. So I thank you for watching. I thank you for taking your life seriously. I'm trying to take my life seriously so I can share serious life-changing information with you. And that's why this is where you, your finances, and your future matter most, because this is where mine matters most to me. And I think yours will matter most to you in doing these top 8 critical things to make your money grow for you. And then after you get a portfolio that's grown out there, then if you want to unstake some of it and buy other assets and let the volatility take over your profile and doing all those things, you can. Or if you just stick with these top 8 assets, you'll grow your portfolio into something much more amazing than trying to catch the right moonshot coin, because the only people that seem to catch that are the billionaires that have the money to put 100,000 or more on a 1 or 2% move of the coin, and you and I are looking for the coin to go from barely nothing to thousands, and that takes years is what I'm saying. So you have time for some of the assets coming on the market to get up like to 2 cents, and then when it's closer to 2 cents, then we can say, hey, we can see that going somewhere in 5 years, right? Or sooner, depending on our research and what they're saying about that asset and its movement and its needed on the network and all of those things. So, yes, it's some work, but this is brain work over back work. So I hope you do your research. I hope you use your mind. I hope it helps your finances to grow and give you a good week. Next week I'll be going over the profile and portfolio you should be developing going into the halving. So until next week, I wish you a great weekend, a great week, and thank you for joining me where you, your finances, and your future matter most.